this is a lose-lose situation basically for Taylor Swift. Either she has to say that her friend is lying, that she wasn't involved. Hi and welcome to Flaa Talk. I'm Kjersti Flaa, and here on my channel I talk about my good and bad experiences in Hollywood, working as an entertainment reporter, and about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni and the legal drama that never ends. Yesterday I actually posted 2 videos. One was about me being mentioned in the subpoena. I thought it was only one, but someone told me that I mentioned in so many of the subpoenas that Blake Lively's team wants to get all communications and documents related to their communication with me. I'm like, well, there is none. So they're going to keep on looking for that on their fishing expedition. Again, I wanted to thank you guys so much for sending me so many tips. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. And I've told you that so many times. So thank you again. I really, really appreciate all your support. You have no idea. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode of Flaa Talk. Okay, so let's start with some positive news. Justin Baldoni just posted a photo on Instagram saying Happy Mother's Day to his mom and to his wife, Emily. This is the first post, the first sign of life that we actually seen from Baldoni since December 2024, when just before he was sued by Blake Lively. He hasn't posted anything. He hasn't done any public appearances. Nothing. And if you look at this post at this time, it has 8,300 comments. And as far as I could see, they're only positive comments. So yeah, Justin Baldoni doesn't have to shut off his comment section like some other people do. They're all supportive, no bots. By the way, I wanted to suggest to people to hashtag some of their comments on Baldoni and Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and say, hashtag I'm not a bot, so that all these people that are out there trying to blame bots on the backlash of Blake Lively and saying that 80% of, like they said, 80% of the support Justin Baldoni is receiving are from bots. There's so many people have commented on this, and he's saying in the post, my mom gave us faith, my wife is the definition of it, our children are growing up in the fortress of that love. Happy Mother's Day to all. What a beautiful family, and I feel so sorry for his wife and his mother for having gone through all of this. I mean, it must be almost even harder on them. I can't imagine being, his wife, what she's gone through, and their kids, explaining to them why they're hiding out in Hawaii for this long, all these things. I'm sure even though he's receiving all the support, it's really heartbreaking and so hard to go through something like that. So there's more news about Taylor Swift today. As I mentioned yesterday, she's been subpoenaed. She's really furious about it. And some of a spokesperson for Taylor Swift came out and attacked Justin Baldoni's team, said really nasty things about them, which I thought was very unnecessary. But anyways, today, the Daily Mail did a story saying that Taylor Swift believes Blake Lively exploited her. Heartbroken singer finally lays bare former bestie's betrayal and the move that left her completely floored. So Taylor's been out with her boyfriend, Travis, this weekend. They were spotted in Philadelphia, apparently for a Mother's Day lunch. They were spotted together. They haven't been spotted together for a few months, in 2 months, I think. But anyways, they're still together, apparently. Although there's been speculations about that too. And as you know, Travis unfollowed Ryan a couple of weeks ago, which indicates that he is supporting his girlfriend. And I don't know, maybe he's subpoenaed too. He was with Taylor when this happened. So who knows? Anyways, People magazine has been trying for a while now to make it look like Blake and Taylor are going strong, and they're obviously not. It says here that Taylor felt really exploited by her longtime friend. And the problem here is that Blake Lively was bragging about Taylor Swift's involvement during the whole press tour, and Taylor Swift is denying this involvement. So the scenario would either be that Taylor Swift had more involvement than she admits, and that puts her in a bad light, which she doesn't want to, which could have a backlash on her, saying that she's been lying, that she did actually have more involvement that she is putting out there. And the other scenario is that Blake Lively has been lying about Taylor Swift's involvement to get more people to come and watch the movie. And if she's caught in lying about this, that makes her a liar. And that's going to make her look really bad in public as well, that she was using Taylor Swift to pretend that she was more involved than she was to make more people go and watch the movie because Taylor Swift has so many fans.
I hear that Taylor may have had some influence in getting
Yes, she did. Yeah, I know. I don't even know if I'm meant to be saying it, but I'm saying it. Yeah, she was a helpful part of the process of the audition, which I found out later after I got it, and that rocked my world.
I mean, honestly, she was with me on this experience the whole time, all throughout it. So, like, she really lived this with me. Yeah, she was, she's a person who shows up for you, and I'm so grateful to have that love.
So this is a lose-lose situation basically for Taylor Swift. Either she has to say that her friend is lying, that she wasn't involved, or she has to admit that she was more involved than she has admitted so far. That means that she's been lying. Somebody's lying here and it's gonna get ugly. So what really annoyed Taylor Swift here is that she was compared to one of her dragons. Apparently that's what Daily Mail is reporting on here, that she called Swift one of her dragons and used her power to get Baldoni's approval of that one scene. So Taylor and Blake are neighbors in Tribeca, and Swift, it says here that she's the godmother of 3 of her daughters. I don't know, there's so many things back and forth if she's only godmother of 1, but here it says 3. So Blake was out and about again this weekend. There were pictures of her in New York. She was just grabbing a coffee and she looked like makeup free. It says here that her style was make under, meaning that she was obviously not dressed up and she maybe didn't even brush her hair this morning. Who knows? But she was smiling. This is what I find so fascinating. She's by herself, coming out with a cup of coffee, and she's just smiling. Who does that? When you when you're by yourself, you just walk and smile, especially if you lost your best friend in a public battle that's going to be so embarrassing for you, and you have to close off your comment section on everything that you do, and everyone that's connected to you also have to close off their comment section, and she's all smiles. And of course, as we know, she said she was so traumatized by this, what happened to her, that she didn't even want to leave her house. But she does want to leave her house alone to get a coffee. I'm sure she could have someone pick up a coffee for her, but she wanted to be seen out. That's why she goes out like this in New York. She wants to be seen. And now she's giving us this image of a dressed down, makeup free, regular girl, just like you and me, so that we will sympathize more with her. So this image is like a contrast to everything that we've seen a lot of lately, when she's at red carpets in amazing, beautiful dresses. And now she's like, look at me, I'm just regular. So this is definitely a way for her to get more sympathy. All of this is strategy. Remember, every time you see a picture of her, that's been planned. By the way, I really hate that bag. I'm sorry. That is a horrible handbag. It is from Louis Vuitton, so I'm sure it's super expensive, but it's really hideous. I'm sorry if anyone has that bag. I just did not like that bag. Also, one of you guys sent me a message asking me about Bradley Cooper's involvement in It Ends With Us. I think he's been kind of forgotten in all of this, but as this person points out, he was thanked. There was a special thanks to Bradley Cooper in the end credits of It Ends With Us. Why was that? I couldn't really find out more about this, but there was a theory by Candace Owens that was put out there a while ago, when she said that he probably was involved in the final edit of the movie. I know that there were photos of him and Gigi Hadid taken. I think it was a pre-screening of the film. But why would you thank someone just to attend a pre-screening? And she didn't thank Gigi Hadid, which was her bestie, one of her besties back then. So that doesn't make any sense if that was his only involvement. So with that in mind, I'm sure Bradley Cooper is going to get subpoenaed as well, and he's probably not happy about it. And that's also why Gigi Hadid decided not to invite Blake Lively to her 30th birthday, which I reported on a couple of weeks ago, which I thought was weird. Why wasn't Blake Lively there? And Taylor Swift was there as well. And so Blake Lively is definitely being iced out by all her girlfriends. And I'm really curious to find out more about Bradley Cooper. So if you guys know anything more about that, please let me know in the comment section or send me a message. Also, I received an interesting message from one of you guys pointing out what I talked about yesterday when I spoke about Blake Lively being on Seth Meyers and that he probably wanted her to be on his show to get more views and so on. And this person is saying to me, you know, you have to remember that NBC has a lot of power over Seth Meyers, and it might not have been his personal decision to put her on the show. And also, even though Ryan Reynolds sold Mint Mobile a while back, he still has a lot to say in the marketing of the company, and Mint Mobile is sponsoring Seth Meyers' show. So there is a connection there. So definitely it could have been Ryan Reynolds pushing Seth Meyers to have Blake Lively on. Definitely that could be the case. So this video I showed a part of yesterday, it was called Corrections by Seth Meyers. So every week, I think he puts out a correction from what he's been talking about that week in the show, and this was a part of that.
I went to move my car and I knocked it over. When I knocked it over, I hit the switch. And I said, well, why did it even turn off? And he said, the comment section on the Blake Lively interview.
And this person is saying, as someone who has watched Corrections since he started making it, the message I got from that bit was I did no research about the situation going into it, and that was a mistake.
And I said, I'm sure it'll be fine. He goes, I don't think you understand this story.
He is a political commentator, very much walking a tightrope of remaining on air during the current administration, and his hands are sometimes tied with pleasing the network and doing what they want, like closing down comments to avoid bad press. I just really think that side of things need to be considered. I agree. I think this is a very good point. Thanks for sending me this. I don't know if this is the case or not, but it could definitely be the case. There's so much power games out there. And I'm sure it wasn't his decision alone to have Blake Lively on the show. And she says here at the end that I want to point out that Seth has stated many times in the past via Corrections that NBC has tied his hands with decisions regarding the show. So yeah, that could definitely be the case here as well. I don't know, but thank you for sending me that. I really appreciate when you guys give me your opinions on things. So yeah, sometimes even if you don't agree with me on something, please let me know. I think this should be a safe space for open discussions. And I always appreciate other people's perspective on things, no matter what it is. So anyways, thank you so much for that. And thanks for watching my show, you guys. I really appreciate you being here and for all your support. You are amazing. And as I said, I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. So please subscribe if you haven't, hit the notification bell and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.